Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peaks that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Hey everybody, Deuante Damper here and welcome to The Day with Trae. I'm your guest host, Deuante Damper, stepping in for my girl, Trae Holiday. And before we begin, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Converge Media. You can learn more about We Live in Color or Back to Basic. Go to whereweconverge.com to learn more on why Black media matters. I'm so happy today because it's time to talk about activation. It is so important for our community. We are going through, there's a lot of changes that are happening. And one of the changes that happened over the past 5 years is our area in Cal Anderson Park. So when we come back from break, we will have Aaron Carr, who is a part of the Cal Anderson Park activation. He's the activation manager, but we'll have him when we come back on The Day with Trae.
In your 40s, your body break down.
The comedy of Leslie Jones.
You trying to have sex after 46? Put my leg down! Put my leg down!
The hilarious Leslie Jones.
I got osteoporosis.
Don't miss Leslie Jones.
Thank you so much.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
And welcome back to The Day with Trae. I'm your guest host, Deuante Damper, and I am very happy to have this great guest here, Aaron Carr, Cal Anderson Park Activation Manager.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. That's my title.
I mean, Cal Anderson Park Activation Manager. I mean, even before we get into the position, can we talk about some of the work that you've done?
Yeah. So yeah, my name is Aaron. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I've been in Seattle for about 10 years, and I'm an artist. Like, I'm a community builder. So I started off my journey here just like honestly activating my own living room, my own kitchen. I would open up my house to little community to come in for a brunch. At some point it got so big, it was like 40 something people in my house, and we were doing like art therapy. And I learned the power of activation, and that the fact that like when people come together with intention and they really, support each other, so much can happen, right? And so like I've been doing that in Seattle for a long time now. I've thrown parties for like BIPOC people and centered those folks and communities, especially queer BIPOC people. I've activated Wanawari and created like, community spaces within that beautiful bubble. I'm currently at Langston Hughes doing like community dinners, talking about really important conversations like mental health and all of these really good things. And now I have the opportunity to activate Cal Anderson and to really like think about that park as a center of healing for community.
Yeah, and I am so excited about that because we know what happened in 2020. We know what it looked like in community.
Yeah.
And and to put you in this position now to activation. What does activation mean to you?
Yeah, activation means to me, it's growth. Right? It's like planting a seed, it's like and watering it, right? For me, activation is like watering a seed and potential in community, right? Like we all have a feeling of something that can be and like actually manifesting that together. Especially with what happened in 2020, with like the feeling, I remember going to Chopper Chaz and being like, wow, we can make this community ours. right? Like, this is our community for just a few days. It felt like that. And like, in my position, that's my hope, is that like, we feel like this park is ours. Like, I know what to do if I wanted to like actualize my highest hope in community. I would connect with Aaron, and I would access this space, and I would fill out this permit, and I would do this thing on this day, and this is gonna start the healing that I wanna see in the world. That's activation.
Yeah, absolutely. And activation you've done over the past couple of weeks. Can you talk about some of the events that you've put on?
So I had my grand premiere last weekend. It was really exciting. I worked with you.
Yes.
Me and you collaborated. Vocal Washington and Good Vibes, which is the name of the program that I'm creating. We had Say Their Names, which was a program and an event really to support International Overdose Awareness Day, and to bring community together with resources and just to really have conversations, right, about what's happening in our community in regards to overdose.
Yeah, and how important is that? I mean, we've seen a lot of folks in our communities that were impacted that stopped and said, oh, wow, this is a space for me.
Yeah.
How did that feel? And along with the mural.
With the mural, and the mural especially, we had an opportunity for folks to kind of like write the names of folks that they've lost to overdose, right? Which is really important because overdose is something that we feel shame and guilt, especially when people we love and had, cared about. When that happens to them, when it happens to our families and our communities, we don't talk about it. So people, even if they didn't get to say it out loud, they get to write it out. But in the event, there's also an open mic and people got to talk about their experience and connection to overdose, right? And people really just talked about the need to humanize it, to humanize the people on the streets that we're seeing right now, especially in Cal Anderson. There's a lot of harm. I think people even fill out surveys talking about, oh, it's unsafe and we need more police. But what we need more is humanity and compassion and empathy. And that event was really about that.
Yeah, absolutely. But you just didn't stop there because the community was still all able to still stay there and celebrate and engage.
So after Say Their Name, so I've been doing this for a while, and I guess I'm a little bit neurodivergent, neurospicy, and it's hard for me to just have one event that's one thing, right? So I've been doing complex programming, as some people call it, for a while. So right after that, we actually moved into a community celebration with Harvest House, which is a young collective of like BIPOC artists, right? And they've just been making a wave in Seattle in so many cool ways, right? And working with Harvest House to create something called Day Camp. We had like Giant Jenga and Uno and, Sober Pong and all of these different fun games where people can see the park as a place to be again versus like at night, oh, I need to leave this space, right? It's unsafe, low. I know at night there's great vibes, great music, my friends are there, right? And that's what I want people to start to feel in the park again, is like, I know that anytime I come or when I come, that I can start to have that sense of safety, connection, and joy.
Yeah, and joy you had, but just not that day, the whole weekend, because Sunday, you just put on an amazing event too,
and then
with yoga.
Sunday, so we had trap yoga, mixed fit fitness for like 2 hours, right? And then we had a community open mic and a jam session with like live band, and just, again, we had free snacks for 120 people. They would go to a food truck we were already prepaid. We're gonna have hot dogs, right? And just people will sit down, play games in the park, and build community.
Yeah.
And really that's the thing, is like building community is the centerpiece of my activations. I do transformative justice work. And that work is about looking at the harm that has happened in community and then figuring out what can we do collectively to create, accountability, but to create safety, right? And to create connection in response to that harm. Yeah. Right. And so like that's what I'm really focused on, is building community so that we can say like, hey, I have this need, but I know that you will listen to me because I know you. I saw you at the yoga event. I heard you at the open mic and you talked about yourself, and I want to connect with you now, right? Those are the moments I'm trying to create.
Yeah. And then what's next? What can we look forward to?
Yeah. So a big cool thing I'm doing is on October 6th, I'm working with Ariel from House Party, and we're going to do a day-long house party festival, like old school, like real house, because house is about hope and connection and like connecting and joy, right? And so we're gonna have a 12-hour festival at Cal Anderson. But you can also look forward to me activating like smaller community spaces that I actually have access to through my role. So I'm actually allowing folks in community to book spaces up to 10 hours a month. One space holds 44 people and is in the center of the park. You can open it up and it's like easy access to everything. One is like adjacent to the park in the station house, but it holds up to 77 people. Mm-hmm. So you can have free workshops if you want to gather community and do teach-ins. You can cook for community. You can have resource fairs. You can have a birthday party. You can just like have a space to be so you can create if you needed that. Or you can bring other people to create with you, but ultimately it's up to community, and that's what I'm really trying to do, is make it accessible and easy for people to do the things that they've always hoped to do but never had the resources or the connections to do.
And I feel like, when we're talking about, like, I feel like that this job is like this, I don't even really want to call it a job. Like your life's journey is like this job in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
Being able to we know what has happened in Cal Anderson, and we know what has happened even before what has happened, right?
Yeah.
And there's just being in the park right now, under your management, or under, not even management, under the space of you leading with Heart First is really, just really gotten community activated.
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful
Yeah.
for you to be in the position that you're in now. And before we get out of here, I do just have to say, you know, on a personal note, I feel activated with your leadership in this community. I feel heard, I feel seen. You have done so many things for community folks and uplifted their voices so they can utilize their voices. And I'm just happy to call you friend and community colleague.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Same.
so, love letter.
Sister.
And before we get out of here, I do want you to do me a favor. If you can, just look in that camera, let community know what they need to do, where they can find you, and how they can get activated.
Once again, my name is Aaron Carr. I'm the Cal Anderson Park Activations Manager, working alongside the Cal Anderson Park Alliance and Seattle Parks Foundation. If you're interested in booking a free community space or wanting a tour of any of those community spaces, if you want to get a permit to do something big or small in the park, if you want to just work with other organizers or artists or people to put something on and make a culture of safety, connection, and joy, email me, Aaron at Good Vibes, GOODVIBES, Cal Anderson, CALANDERSON.com, or you can follow us on Instagram, Good Vibes Cal Park, GOODVIBES, CALPARK. But yeah, reach out to me or come to any of the events that I'll be having for Good Vibes. If you see a poster that says Good Vibes on it, come out and just connect with me one-on-one, and we're gonna make it happen. That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. That's what it's made for.
That's what it's made for. Hey. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on today, Aaron, and we appreciate you. Please let us know how we can come support, and we appreciate you. And we will be back with The Day with Trae.
Disenrollment is a situation whereby people whose birthright to be indigenous is being stolen from them by politicians that have been elected to lead.
Today, the latest or last chapter of the saga concerned the threatened physical ejectment of as many as 21 Nooksack families from their homes.
I think it come about by hatred for our family. That's what it's all about.
Our bloodline is still here. They can't get rid of us.
Here on Back to Besa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Besa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
So what an amazing show. I have to thank my guest, Aaron Carr. Aaron Carr is, not only is my friend outside of this space, but I'm just so proud of him because when he comes around, community gets activated. So when we talk about Cal Anderson Park, when we talk about Junkins Park, when we just talk about our community as a whole, positions that Aaron have are the positions community need to be reaching out to. Get activated with Aaron Carr. And fun fact, Aaron Carr also sings the theme song for We Live in Color. So that's how much we reach. And I love him to death and so happy to have him as a guest. And I'm happy to have you today, community. Please join us tomorrow as we have the amazing Michael Dixon and Lisa Dugard. Walk with love, and thank you for joining The Day with Trae.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.